think we also need to be the generation of parents that reinforce their kids to believe that they're beautiful, they're special, they're unique.
Hey, sister.
Hey dolls, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Bernice, everybody's big sister, and today I've got my sister here with me. She's no stranger to this channel. Sister girl,
Hi.
introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm saying this because
Regular girl.
So yeah, my name is Wandile. You all already know this, informally known as Miss Wandi, and I am so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you here. So you guys have been waiting for like 100 years for this video because I told you about it like 3 weeks ago. I told you that Sister Sessions is coming up, and guess what? This is it. This is our first ever episode of Sister Sessions, and Wandile and I are going to be talking about
body positivity.
exactly. You have it on your Instagram profile that you're a body positivity activist.
Yeah,
I recently noticed that.
I'd like to believe I am
Yes.
a body positivity activist.
Why would you say so?
Because I like to believe that I represent all the plus size girls
Yeah.
who are not confident in themselves,
Yes.
who doubt themselves, who believe that they cannot wear certain clothes because
They're bigger.
because they're bigger or because of how their body is shaped. So yeah, I'd like to believe that
That's why you're an activist.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I just wanted us to have a conversation on your experiences, and I also share a bit of my experiences. Obviously, we're not the same
Yeah,
size, we're not the
exactly.
same shape. We
But
are
we
the
all
same.
have different struggles.
Exactly. We are the same age. We live in the same society. We like a lot of the same things as well. So I think we have I think we have a lot to bounce off of each other. So we're just gonna be sharing our experiences with our bodies, because I feel like there's no single woman who can say my body's perfect.
That's what I always say. We all have problems.
Yeah, we all have our own struggles, and sometimes they're in our head, sometimes they're real. But yeah, we need to address it, because some people are like going through depression. Some people are holding themselves back from going for what they want simply because they just don't feel comfortable being who they are. So we're just trying to change the narrative on that and just have these conversations so that you know, sister girl, that you're not alone. If you have not subscribed to this channel, this is the time to click that red subscribe button, because you're just going to learn and it's gonna be a good time. We're about to have some girl time, so stay tuned. Okay. So I'm going to be asking you a few questions, Wandile, and we're just basically going to be chit-chatting. It's not formal. It's not an interview.
I hope it's not difficult questions.
It's not a job interview, okay?
I just hope it's not difficult.
There's no
questions.
pass mark. Okay. We're just chit-chatting. So my first question is, were you always big? Like, were you always... Is it rude to say big, by the way?
No, it's not. Like, I remember you were asking me the other day, why am I referring myself to fat? It's not. I am fat, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I always felt like saying someone is fat is derogatory. Like, it's not
I was telling you'd rather call me fat than BBW. I'm not a BBW.
Why? Because...
Obviously. I feel like when you're sexualizing me when you say I'm
BBW.
Yeah, no,
So it's like a
doesn't-
sexual...
Yeah, it doesn't.
It
sound
did.
right.
That term did start off on those sites for adults. So using it in a general context, it does have a sexual connotation to it. So that's why you're not comfortable
so
with
I
people
don't
saying
like-
that. All right. So it's not rude to say someone is big. So have you always been big?
I've been big for as long as I could remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember being skinny. So like obviously the older you get, the bigger
Yeah.
it becomes. So
Yeah. So since you're saying that you've been big as far as you can remember, do you think it's a genetic
Yeah, I'd like to believe it is, because my mom was big. My mom was big as well. So like I'd like to believe that I take it from her.
Yeah.
Actually, every woman in
your
my
family.
household, in my family, like no one is skinny.
Yeah. And I think that's something that also people need to consider before they judge, because people do judge people who are
Because
bigger.
it's not necessarily that we eat a lot, or
Yes,
we're lazy or
yes.
whatever. Sometimes it's
That's just how the body is built. I know my little sister's also a bigger girl, and she's always, even from the time she was 2 years old, she was chubby, and that's how she grew up. And we eat the same things, her and I live with her like constantly, so I monitor what she
But
eats.
obviously we're not the same.
Exactly. So it also, I mean, your genetics also really do contribute to the way that your body reacts to what you eat and how it grows as well. So yeah. And then how did you feel about your body when you were younger?
Honestly, I haven't always been this confident, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I've always felt like if I could lose a little bit of weight, I would actually look a lot better. And also because the people around you, like around me, were not helping, because you go to school,
You're called fat, you're called all that.
all those names
Yeah.
at home, in the streets. So yeah, like growing up, I didn't like my body.
Yeah.
I didn't like my body at all. I hated it.
And you know, when you speak about at home as well, as someone who grew up who is still very much dark skinned, I also used to get teased about that. I know it's not really the same thing, but it has something to do with the body. You lose your self-confidence because you go to school, they call you mnyama and they call you all that. You get home, your brothers and
same
sisters are making fun of
story.
you as well, and then that becomes your identity. You adopt that. I'm black, everyone laughs at me.
And I always say it's funny how the things that we grew up insecure about are the very same things that make you who you are.
That make you stand out, that make you
Exactly.
unique. You know, when I mean, it took me a while to actually believe that I'm beautiful also as a dark-skinned person, because I grew up not being the first pick for everyone else. You know what I mean? The lighter girls always used to get more attention than I did. And then when I started getting attention, especially from the opposite sex, it was like,
Hi, bo.
me, you know. And it took me some time to also, I've never really had a confidence struggle, but I've always found myself at the back of the line. And so
But like, haven't you ever thought that you're the one who actually puts yourself at the back of
that's
the
what
line?
I'm trying to say, Guti. I put myself there because of every negativity that I let overcome. Like I let the negativity overwhelm me, and that's what I started to believe, even though that wasn't my reality. So I think we also need to be the generation of parents that reinforce their kids to believe that they're beautiful, they're special, they're unique. We don't call our
correct.
yes,
You don't call your kids names.
yes, we don't call our kids name, even if you hear uncle saying, "Hey, dude,
Or even if you see it,
Yes.
as the parents.
Kuza,
don't.
let it stop right there and there, because that's what kids end up believing, and it becomes their narrative, and that's just toxic. So we definitely need to do better.
I think I saw this other video on social media. The mother was doing the child's hair. The child was like, "I'm so
I saw
ugly,
that
so
exactly,
that."
and it was so
And I was
painful
so proud
to
of the
watch.
moms, like, no, you're not.
Yes.
Yeah, it was painful to watch. But I enjoyed how the mother actually
Responded to it,
to
yes.
the child.
It really gets quite hectic. I mean, we take teasing lightly, but it really does have lasting effects. And not everyone has bold, strong personalities like me and you. Like some people never get over it, no
Some
matter how
people are
old they get.
affected
For life, exactly. So yeah, you already covered it, because I was about to ask you, did you get teased? And you mentioned that you got teased a lot. How was high school? Because that's just some other environment on its own.
High school was okay. Like, honestly, it was okay. I was very active. I was part of the poetry and debate society. It was nice. Okay, the teasing was there, obviously, but it didn't really take away the fun. The fun of just being in high school. Obviously, I was teased, like it goes without saying. But like, I just stood strong, and
You were starting to find yourself. You're starting to accept yourself.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
I mean,
maybe grade 8, grade 9, maybe I could say it was
Still an adjustment phase, yeah.
But going forward, really, high school was awesome. I don't want to lie. I don't want to lie.
Okay. I thought that I was fat when I was in high school. I was actually pretty much the size. I was a size 32, and I think I started wearing size 32 when I was in like grade 8, which was pretty young if you really do think about people who are 14. They don't wear size 32, they wear 13 to 14.
Throwing 13 to 14.
Yes. So I thought I was fat, and most of my friends were skinny and tall, and I thought, yo, look at me, fatty. And even till when I was in matric, I remember I refused to buy a bigger size pant, and the make of those pants was really, really small. So I was wearing a 32, and it was really, really tight, and I tortured myself with those tight pants because I didn't want to wear a size 34. And do you see how
I think that's what a lot of big girls struggle is, because I mean, you're 44, but you're still clinging to
size 40, 38
because you are a 40, 38.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like that's where most people struggle when it comes
to fashion as well.
Exactly.
Because if you are wearing a cropped, you can wear whatever you want. As long as it's your size and it fits you well.
As long as you have a size, I always say,
wear it.
Make it in my sizes.
If I was not supposed to wear it.
Exactly.
But if you're going to wear a crop top and you're a 44 and you wear a 38, it's obviously not going to look good on you.
It's not
going to look good on you. So I also struggled to accept that I needed to get a size 34 for those pants, and I struggled. And I remember my sex was like on the side because of denial. And it was so crazy how I thought I was in perfectly good shape. So we really do beat ourselves up about
comparison, like because
because I had friends.
To your friends.
So I think that's also something that's changed as the older that I get. I'm in my own lane now. Like, it's okay if I'm a 34, which I'm not, but like if I was, it would be okay, because that's what happens to the body. You grow, weight fluctuates as well. That's normal. So, did you feel beautiful when you were younger? Apart from the teasing and all that, like when you were alone with Wandile, what did you think about Wandile?
The thing is, like, okay, my mom was very beautiful. So may so rest in peace anyway. So, I grew up people saying, "You look like a mom. You look like a mom." So if that was the case, I felt like that was the case. So obviously, when I saw her, like I saw that she was very beautiful. So so obviously I knew that I was beautiful.
For me, I didn't feel like I was beautiful when I was younger, because it's not something that I heard often. And I think sometimes every human being needs validation to an extent.
Also because we're under the impression in order for you to be pretty, you must be light.
Yes. That I didn't feel pretty because I was so dark, and I think I was darker when I was younger because obviously we're playing the sun and all of that. I never felt beautiful at the time. It took me, I think I was only 12, 13 when I realized, I must how.
Girl,
hello. But I didn't feel beautiful, and I think it was because I didn't hear it as much
often as you should.
Yes, the thing with children is that we're like a blank canvas, and the people around us are busy drawing us and forming us to who we become. So the more positive reinforcement you have around you, the more positive you feel about yourself.
And that's why we say parents actually play a role.
Yeah, a huge role in their kids' lives. So how does your weight affect you now?
It affects me on a lot of. I was about to say men with relationships and men, but then I remembered singing a song in that department.
You tell you it's I'm size, I'm shape,
no variety section, whatever.
Sonke.
So but it still affects me in a way. When it comes to fashion, plus size clothing is way more expensive compared to everybody else. It's a fact. We all know this. So it affects me in that way. Even in other things. I was telling you the other day that I was flying with my friends to Cape Town. only to find out the seat belt is actually a lot smaller.
Imagine.
So it's quite embarrassing having to call the flight attendant to say, hey, listen, I need my belt extended. So yeah, in a way, my weight still affects
you. Yeah, I can imagine. Like sometimes something that's supposed to be as easy as sitting down and clipping your seatbelt can be a challenge for you. So yeah, man. And then what advice would you give someone who's big and or someone who doesn't, like I said, I was a size 32 and I thought I was big. Well, what advice would you give specifically about body image?
What I would love to say is just love yourself. Like there's always room for change. If you feel like you are too big or whatever, there's always room for change. You can always try to lose weight. However, self-life is a journey. Like it's understandable. You can't just wake up one day and decide what you know. It's a journey. Today it's different. Tomorrow you're feeling a different way. So what I would love to say to anyone who's feeling insecure about themselves, just to take it slow, one step at a time. Love your body. If you feel like you need to change, like there's still room for improvement. It's just never too late. But don't beat yourself up because when I was told for whatever reason.
Just to add on that, thank you so much for that. That's powerful. Also, don't do it for anyone else other than you. Don't go and lighten your skin because that's what seems to be trending.
If that makes you happy, then do it.
Yes, but do it only for you. Don't do it for anyone else. If there's someone in your life who's pressuring you to lose weight, that's toxic. Don't do that. I saw, like normally I see maybe a plus size blogger I used to follow and all of a sudden they've lost weight and I'm like, so some people actually feel betrayed. It's how we love you. What happened? So I've been saying people I'm following change
themselves image. And I'm like, it's at first I used to be like, why? But now I'm like, it's okay. Like, it's actually okay. You do whatever makes you happy.
You do that. I mean, we have options.
Exactly.
If you could buy a Kim Kardashian waist, trust you would do it. If I could buy I want bonang boobs. As soon as I have like cash flow, I'm saving up for bonang boobs. Like it's up to you what you want to do with your body and how you view your body. Don't let what anybody else says about your body dictate how you view your body or your face or your skin or your hair, whatever body part or whatever aspect of your life. It's all about you. I think the older you get, you realize that this life is about you,
and the more you accept,
the happier you
cannot change. The happier you get.
You
like my opinion want to like really don't matter
at all. Like you hear them, but then you check yourself. You're like
whatever.
Hello, have you seen me? You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, this life is for you. It's all about you. So I'm just gonna ask Miss Wandi a few questions so that we all get to know her a little better. Number one, what is your best feature?
It definitely has to be my smile. I love my smile so much, and also because I think I'm obsessed with perfect teeth.
You really do have good teeth.
It's part of the reason.
All right, who's your celeb crush?
It has to be Wandile Makola.
I love that guy. I love that guy, especially when he grows his beard out a little bit.
But I think I'm not really a fan of the grey beard.
I like it. I like it. It adds character.
I think that's his only flaw. But besides that,
I love him.
Yo,
what is your fetish?
I think I have a fetish for sharp objects. Like I really enjoy knife play, even if it doesn't involve actual cutting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you like if someone showed you a video of people throwing around knives, that would amuse you.
Exactly.
Whoa, that is weird. Who are your two favorite women, just like in general?
Wow. It's gonna have to be a collective, né?
Okay.
I would say my mom and my grandmother.
Okay.
May that's all rest in peace. Like those are one of the strongest. Those are the strongest women I know.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they
did
did
it.
make things happen.
Yeah.
And also because my female friends, like I feel like I'm surrounded by strong, independent women. So almost every female around me, you included, almost every female around me inspire me.
That's great. That's great. There's always something to learn from the people around you. And then if you could choose a different career from what you're doing now, what would you be doing?
I would definitely be somewhere in the beauty industry, fashion, entertainment, something.
Which you can still do.
Something along those lines. Yeah, that's what I would be doing.
And then what is the meanest thing you've ever done to another girl?
I'm not a mean. I can't recall. I'm really not a mean girl.
You are not, eh?
I'm not.
And then the last question, what advice would you give to a woman? Just general advice.
General advice is that work for yourself, like make your own money, be independent. Nothing beats having your own bread as a woman. So don't be in situations where you're forced to stay with a person because they support you, whatever. Siyabona manje you'll be faced with gender-based violence and whatnot. Don't find yourself in a situation where you stay because
you need help,
money or whatever.
Right. I mean, thank you so much for sharing. I hope that there's a sister out there who's like,
I hope someone is inspired as well.
Yes. And I mean, got you. I mean, there's people there's people who don't make an effort to look good at all because they think I need to do I mean, look how gorgeous she looks. On that tip, basically her and I are going to do a little bit of a styling insert. We're going to show you that bodies of all sizes can look really, really good wearing the same or similar items. So we basically chose a few essentials that we feel like every girl should have in her wardrobe. She's gonna style it for a plus size and I'm gonna do it for a regular size girl, and we're gonna show you how fly we can both look rocking those items. So stay tuned. Miss Wendy for gracing us with your presence. I trust that the sisters who are watching have learned something from you, and obviously I don't think you're going to be a stranger on this channel. There's going to be
our channel.
I don't know about that. But you're going to be seeing a whole lot of Miss Wendy, so please get used to it. Please do remember to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, please show Miss Wandi some love. Drop a heart in the comments down below. And thank you so much for being so supportive, and you're going to see so much more from Sister Sessions, and I hope you enjoyed the first episode. I love you. Take care of yourselves. Bye.